Internet, welcome back to Contact, a space engineer's manufacturing nightmare. So, I'm here in the sort of core engineering area. You may see over my left shoulder there a second refinery. So if we look at our production queue, you can see, and actually this looks worse than it is because I have the assembler off at the moment, but we've chewed through a bit of the thruster components, but there's still a lot left to do. So at just the one refinery, I could only process one ore at a time, which is fair enough, but it took a long time. You can see, so I've stockpiled about 5 1/4 cave cobalt. The second refinery is currently running gold, which is going very slowly. It also did some cobalt. Maybe it was doing cobalt as well and switched to gold just recently. I don't really know what's been going on. I came into the world after a long while of finishing up the ship and doing mining and all this other stuff. I came on and literally sat in this chair with the inventory screens open for about 3 hours, just letting stuff refine while doing other stuff on my second monitor. So yeah, thrilling stuff. Speaking of thrilling, how much gold do we actually have? 4 there. 57 here. And 194 there. Gold is what we're going to be waiting on, it looks like. But I have a bunch of ore. I should have enough ore to get everything done. Cobalt we had a lot of. Yeah. So I don't know, I mean, we need a lot. We don't need as much gold. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the assembler back on. Or maybe it is on. Wait a second. Oh, are we out of platinum now? I think we're out of platinum now. Well, we've got a lot of thruster components. I think there are more in some other places. Okay. Refinery. Let's switch off of cobalt. It's a mistake. Maybe I need a third refinery. So the refineries have full speed modules. It's just these higher end ores take forever to process. Yeah, just so that we get some going. I'll have some platinum running there. Keep everything kind of balanced. Again, this is a situation where I'm realizing I really should have better planned this whole system. I should have planned to have a crap ton of refineries. I just, when I'm building the station, I'm like, yeah, it's a basic survival thing. I've played survival games where I only had 1 refinery before. Why would I need 20? Well, when you're building warships, you need 20. Now, speaking of warships, ours is coming along pretty well. There are a few finishing details I need to do, like, the actual welding up of in here. Lights would probably not go amiss. Yeah, there's some various things, but gravity gen is probably something I'm going to want. I think the first thing I'm going to do, though, so I was thinking about this. These thrusters are going to suck to weld up. Any way you look at it, pretty much. Even if I could transfer all the parts into the sports welder, and that would speed up the process. I could probably get 1 done per trip, maybe 2. If I do it by hand, I'm constantly back and forth, but it means I don't have to, count out parts in an inventory. But there is a third option. So, I talked previously... Oh, this has a tail now, by the way. I talked previously about if only I had hooked up this whole system to cargo from the get-go. Well, I could still do that. And I think I can do it in a way that's probably a stupid decision that I shouldn't do. I am going to take... Yeah, I think this is going to be the best candidate. I'm going to turn the baby beluga into a little tug so that it can sort of connect up and move this entire ship. Which I've thought about the naming. I feel like someone in a comment mentioned it looked kind of stingray-ish, and fitting with my aquatic theme that I've apparently gone with for this series. I think this is the stingray. Hence the tail. Stingray don't really have nacelles, but, we're in space, anything's possible. So yeah, this is the stingray. Yeah, it's fitting for a warship. It's gonna leave a sting. It may be able to kill the odd nature presenter. And, yeah, the baby beluga is gonna help it get its thrusters welded. Alright. So I think first step here, we'll go ahead, get over there, and connect. Don't remember what those... I think those were... Yeah, that's weapon. Oh, that may have been weapon control for the big gun that has since been rendered obsolete. Alright. Oh, and I did apparently set up the little arms, at least to retract. That feels good. Now, I think I'm going to want to connect over on this far side so that I don't, hit the gantry. And I should be able to just hop it up so that the connector that's over there is connected to, well, the connector it's currently connected to. Let's do it from the nacelle here. Whoops. Okay. I was a little low. Darn space perspective. I don't think I did any real damage, though. Oh, except for... Well, I can fix that later. The block in there is gone. I kicked the thruster out. Yeah, I probably didn't need the little leg extension I did. Anyway. Just do that in case it freaks out. Yeah, whoops. While I'm in here repairing the damage, it's a good opportunity for me to explain how this is going to work in case you missed it previously. So, I have the sort of auto repair welder system in place in here with the thrusters. If I hook these up to cargo and they have all the parts to build the thrusters, they can just get to building. It means, essentially, the thrusters that can be built already will be built, and as parts get finished, they'll get put into what thrusters need them, so I don't have to think about it. I just let the system slowly refine, and it will finish my ship for me. So, let's go ahead and get this moved. Now... that's at full extension. I may go ahead and extend this out just to make this easier, but we'll leave this on just in case. Okay, 3, 2, 1. I think we're disconnected. That won't tell me useful info. Is this a... Yep, it is not a station. It is a mobile ship. Let's extend this piston. Let's name some things real quick so I know what I'm doing later. And we'll just send it all the way. I don't know if that'll be necessary, but I don't know, this thing doesn't fit in the gantry anyway, so I might as well. Now the challenge here is going to be seeing I think I can tell what's going on there. Okay. Let's see if we can shift it. Yep. I maybe should have oriented the baby beluga in the orientation of the big ship, because I have to do a little bit more thinking about what controls do what, but that's fine. Okay. I'm thinking this is sort of lined up. And I should have enough room. Yeah. I can't tell, but I think they just turned yellow. Let's go check. Yep. Okay. And switch a lock. All right. Sweet. The Stingray is now docked. I'm just gonna turn that off the old-fashioned way. Let's do some last touch-up in here. Get the block down, then we'll see what happens when I turn the welders on. And just while I'm here thinking about it, I've put a sensor down here, so I'm going to set this up so that as I get close to things, the arms do the arm thing. So we'll turn on show on HUD, then show sensor field range. So now we have a nice little box. That makes it nice and easy to adjust our distances. Let's see. Back and front can be fairly low. Which way is top? Yeah, top and presumably bottom can be low. So I've just got a nice little line. May actually... Let's extend that out and extend that out. Yeah, something that covers the area where the thing is. And then I just need to send left and right as far as they can go. Maybe not as far as they can go. Let's try 20. 20 feels good. And I'll move the back out further as well. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's more or less centered. Well, centered that way. Then it covers the area, so it should detect that bit. I may bring it in just a bit. No, I'll leave it out. Because I do want these things to go as I get, you know, I want plenty of room while I'm maneuvering for them to do their thing. Alright. So the actions, we go to our group, and these work similar to many other things where this first option is what happens when the sensor is triggered. This is what happens when the sensor stops being triggered. At least I think. So we'll have them extend when it's triggered, retract when it isn't, and then, yeah, target large steps. Shifts and stations don't target players. That looks pretty good. So let's do some testing. So I'm away from the station, so they go in. As I get close, I extend out. Then I know where to go. Sort of. To dock. Oh, that's a flaw. So once I dock to the station, it's no longer a separate thing, it becomes a subgrid. And that means that the arms pull in, which isn't what I want. Whoops, I did not mean to press P either. I don't think anything's been destroyed. Alright. Reverse you guys back. We just won't have it pull in. So if I get too close to something and don't dock to it, then it's just kind of awkward. But it should keep that from happening. I can finally get this stuff looking good. Oh, right, that's a... I went ahead, filled in this area with some batteries that I need to weld, because I figured I'm gonna need the extra power. Batteries are a good fit in there. If I need more gyroscopes, I can put them on the inside because they're more visually interesting. And that's interesting. So the basic refinery on board the Stingray is now doing some processing, because it can do, you know, basic ores. I don't think it can do gold and platinum, but maybe it's just platinum and uranium that it can't do. But it can do cobalt, so it's doing cobalt. So that may help a bit. And the production facility, the assembler on here, can help produce some stuff as needed. But I think... Let me just, while it was here, I was... Oh. Welding up that, except I didn't get enough parts still. There we go. Medbay built. Let's go ahead and get the welders turned on. So they should start welding up the thrusters and these 4 wing turrets. I was poking around, and annoyingly I didn't really leave myself good spots for most of these other turret emplacements to have welders. I could maybe do it up here. Because this area, so this is the galley, which I can't remember if I was finished. I think it was. I could maybe put one in here, assuming a welder block is airtight. The issue is I don't think they are. Do a quick test. Okay. So this little box should tell me what I need to know. If this part of the block is airtight, even though none of the other stuff around it is welded, I should be able to put a block here, weld it up, and this area will become pressurizable. So that little light will turn green. Does not look like it. Yeah, no. I didn't think so. Because I think I ran into that issue over on the, sort of, the as of yet unused welding printer array on the base. So, with that not being the case, can't put one there because it'll depressurize the med bay and the galley. Can't really do one up here very well. I could potentially do one back here. Actually, back here works. So that cargo container is cargo access for the rear bay. I can access cargo out of the side of a welder. So if I just put a welder there instead of that cargo container, it's not opening anything up because it's already open to space. Everything around it here is sealed because that's the airlock system. And then back here I can have, well, something I need steel for. Anyway, Gatling gun. So my sort of plan, I might as well place them out. So we'll have 6 assault cannon turrets all facing forward in the sort of positions around. And then at that sort of top and upper middle area and up here at the very nose, I'll have Gatling turrets for essentially point defense. So when I'm attacking things, hopefully those Gatling turrets aren't going to be an issue. But, so if I'm coming at something from like, well, from that distance is probably, you know, that's well within turret range, I will be hitting it with 6 heavy guns. Then, if any, you know, drone things come at me, I'll have Gatling turrets. Probably just, I should have them targeting large grid just in case. But they'll be there to do some extra damage to anything flying at me, you know, that I'm not hitting. I should be able to set up that with ranges and targeting of things and all that fun. Now, I wouldn't be opposed to some more turrets back here. The issue is, with how I've done my piping, I don't really have a good way to, well, actually, which way does that welder? Nah, not the way I need it to face. Yeah, dang, this is just not built to allow cargo passage through anywhere. But I could. Hold on. So that back welder that you can just see through there gets the middle thruster and this lifting thruster. If I move this welder with some conveyors that I'll have to cut out to actually weld, but I get the point across. So I have conveyors there. I then have the welder like that, or even, no, if I have this turret with a welder. So I can put a turret back here. But if I do that and have it be welder supported, I don't think I can hit. So if I had a welder, say there, that welder would hit this thruster and that thruster, but I don't think it would hit a turret that's out here, because the welder area is basically a large grid block. But in general, so thruster there, it's pushed out one, but yeah, it still falls within all this stuff. Should look fine. I can have a conveyor coming out. And I could just have 2 welders. So if I do a welder there, and then a second welder here, I can have the turret come out this side and be positioned here. It's all a little awkward, but I think that's a good system. Nice thing about building with welders, as I'm doing the conveying, I can just pull straight from the welders it's connected to. So then we have some sort of outboard Gatling turrets. This should give this thing good fire protection and ability to fire on things. I have to duplicate that over here. But I need some hydrogen first. Uh-oh. I had some ice mined. I am guessing... yeah, our tanks are empty. Dig Dug is full. I'm guessing that is the Baby Beluga. I don't know how much fuel I burned. I didn't think it was that much, but I don't know. Actually, I think the Baby Beluga's tank had been... I'd turned it off stockpile, so it wasn't full before. So we'll do that again now, just to have some. I think when I redocked, it turned it back onto stockpile and pulled what I had on the station. So maybe I go and mine some more ice real quick. I think that is everything with welders that I'm gonna get in. Without a moment to lose, I'll use my magic drone vision to get a good dramatic angle. All right. I think they're on. I may have used up all the parts that aren't thruster components. Okay, well that dramatic shot meant nothing. Right. Let's turn them back off. But we can see, did any... yeah, that has some tubes in it. None of them have thruster components. Oh, that one does. Okay, so it worked. I just didn't have things like, you know, steel plate that I needed. Let's go ahead, cancel that. I'm just gonna queue up and order all of this stuff. Let it build, probably while I go get some ice. That way, hopefully we can have that big dramatic everything welds itself up moment. Alright, that should be a load of ice. Let's see what our production is doing. It's got a minute. I guess while it's doing that, this isn't particularly useful, but it won't require me producing stuff. Let's do some painting. So I could do camo. Trying to think what a good... Let's try sci-fi armor. Let's try out some different textures on this thing to... feels too chunky. Carbon fiber? Which, hold on. I just misread. I thought the R and E in fiber were flipped, so it said fiber. No, it does say fibry. Carbon fibry. That's wrong. Hello, Internet Editor Scott here. I just did some quick checking to make sure I wasn't a complete fool. Apparently, British English, the spelling of fiber is F-I-B-R-E, as it's spelled in the game, which is a weird one to me, but I guess that's my American roots showing. Anyway, carbon fibry. Just looks like normal armor, but fuzzy. Let's try plastic. Plastic's... it's somewhat interesting. This may look horrible. Let's try weldless. I mean, it does do a decent job of helping this sort of smooth a bit. Though, of course, the angles are very prominent. Now, I could do it like that, but I'd have to add a lot more intentional color detail. I'm too lazy for that. Let's just try our camo. Ooh. Looks like it's got some sort of disease. Digital camo? What did I do? So the baby beluga has digital camo. So it may work. Now, see, the issue is these pieces, like, they're very clearly repeating patterns very close together and just like mirrored. So instead of looking like a, you know, complex camo-y thing, it just looks like a mirrored blotchy mess. Yeah, let's do... We'll just go with clean armor. They want a very slightly blue. Yeah, maybe a slightly lighter. It's interesting, but I think it needs even less saturation. I want it gray with just a hint of blue. And that looks good. Then I could even... So I can have some white sort of stripes. So some white stripes, and then if I do these entirely in white, That'll kind of carry that line along. That's kind of interesting. Now, I did want to do some things with the armor, sort of these big flat open areas on the top and bottom. How is our production going along? Okay, production is done. The sun is not in a great spot. Maybe I'll go ahead. I'll try out some patterning on the back areas and just see what looks good. Then we'll go from there and do the big welding thing so that at the end. That's sort of a something. Sort of giving it a weird rib look. Annoyingly, I'm just short of getting it to there. Here I put... Let's see what I can do back here. This may get a little awkward. That sort of works. So I'll mirror this on the other side, and hopefully I like it, because it's a lot of effort to do and weld all this up. Yeah, that's a little something. So, just using basically panels to color things. So I've got this sort of up and down bump ribbing. And I've highlighted it with these. I may... I don't know, I may change that and make it a little thicker. I think it works all in all. Give some more color going on. So yeah, now, last but not least, let's hit the button. Okay, it's very quiet, which is, you know, not quite what I anticipated, but things are being built. Look at those thrusters pop into existence. I do also think I maybe miscalculated when I was building the original thruster components, because it built them all. At least I thought it did. Hold on. Okay, maybe it didn't. Let's get these queued up. I thought it seemed odd that it just produced all the thruster components without having to wait. But as that stuff gets done, these thrusters should slowly grow. Okay, so it looks like the basic refinery cannot do gold. Definitely cannot do platinum, so that's good to know. I can leave it running cobalt. Switch that one to platinum. We'll drop the cobalt down. Okay. Well, looks like we're gonna be still doing a bit of this, but definitely making some good progress. I mean, the ship looks like a ship now, which is pretty impressive. It has some thrusters on it. Technically speaking, I'm only missing one direction of thrust at the moment. So yeah, thank you everybody so much for watching. I guess next week is going to be maiden voyage, and hopefully not the last voyage. Hopefully this thing can survive. I'll probably need to... I need at least a grav gen and a projector on here to repair it. So I'll have to add those in. But that'll all be coming in the future. Tune in next week to see probably some combat and explosions. Until then, bye-bye.